what if you're afraid of losing data in the event of a hardware failure? Thankfully, FortiVoice can operate in high availability mode to ensure maximum operation performance and uptime. This video guides you through the process of configuring HA mode in FortiVoice and monitoring the HA status. To configure FortiVoice units operating in HA mode, you typically only need to connect to the primary unit, the master unit, since the primary unit's configuration synchronizes with the secondary units, the slave. First, we'll need to perform some general configurations to enable high availability mode on your unit. Physically connect the FortiVoice units that will be the members of the HA group. Connect both the primary and secondary heartbeat interface. Next, enable the HA mode on each member of the group that you want to use and select the individual member to act as the primary or secondary unit. Configure the local IP addresses of both the primary and secondary heartbeat, and also configure a virtual IP address shared between the HA group, and then configure the failover behavior. If you require more information on configuring failover, see the Configuring Service-Based Failover section in the Administrator Guide. Now, before we configure the HA mode and group, we'll need to enable the logging of HA activity. To do this, go to Log and Report, Log Settings, Local Log Setting, and enable HA in the Logging Policy Configuration section under Event Log. To enable and configure HA, go to System, High Availability, Configuration. Select Master from the Mode of Operation drop-down menu if the FortiVoice unit is the primary unit in the active-passive HA group, or Slave if it is the secondary unit. This enables HA. Select the desired action you want your FortiVoice unit to take when it detects a failure, such as a power failure. Enter an HA password for the HA group. You must use the same password for both the primary and secondary units. Expand the advanced options. Leave the HA base port value at default and enter the total span of time that the primary unit can be unresponsive before it triggers a failover and the secondary unit assumes the role of the primary unit. Enable remote services as heartbeat to use remote service monitoring as a secondary HA heartbeat. When this is enabled and both the primary and secondary heartbeat links fail, a failover will not occur. Expand the interface section and enable any ports to monitor in case of failover. HA service monitoring settings are not synchronized and need to be configured on each primary and secondary unit. If service monitoring detects a failure, the effective HA operating mode of the primary unit switches to off or failed. A failover occurs and the effective HA operating mode of the secondary unit switches to master. Service monitoring provides extra protection. So to configure service monitoring, expand the service monitor area and then select Remote HTTP and then Edit. Select Enable and then enter the IP address and port number of the SMTP service and the timeout period. Do the same for the SIP UDP. Add an interface monitor and local hard drive and enable both. And that's it. HA mode is now established on your FortiVoice unit. Thanks for watching and have a great day.